Good morning. I'm Weir and happy to be here. And each time I come here, I'm really appreciate the wonderful space that you have created over the years. And I notice the dedication of the people that are here, and Dallas and Dave and many of the rest of you. So it's really a wonderful space that you have here, and I'm happy to be here. As Dave said, I am a teacher of a spiritual path called the Diamond Approach, and I teach classes and individual sessions, both online and in person. And I've given a number of talks over the years, and this one's going to be a little different. We're going to do an experiment today. The Diamond Approach has a very detailed map that I can speak for a long time about. It's a kind of an incorporation of the ancient wisdom traditions along with the findings of modern psychology. So I could talk a long time on that, but I'm not going to. We're going to actually have a little experience of one of our primary practices, which is inquiry. And in the Diamond Approach, we do inquiry in groups of 2s and 3s normally, and I'm going to invite you to do an inquiry this morning in pairs. But I'll give you some instructions on how to do this. To learn the subtleties of the inquiry practice, it takes a while. So I kind of think of this as like the getting started way of doing it. You buy a new coffee maker and you get a 35-page document on how to make coffee, but it'll have the 5 steps that'll get you a cup of coffee. And I feel like that's what I'm doing this morning. I'm going to give you the 3 or 4 steps that you need to try it out and see what it's like for you. In our practice groups, when we do inquiry, we often are dealing with a question that comes up. And sometimes they're kind of deep spiritual questions like, who am I in this moment? And sometimes they're kind of practical questions about, why do I get mad when so-and-so talks to me? And how do I feel about that? So we cover a variety of things. But we also do something called open inquiry, which is where we are simply looking into what's here in the moment, what we are noticing in our experience. And I'm going to lead you in an open inquiry today. And I'm going to invite you to be in groups of 2 in pairs. But we'll get to that in a moment. And we'll do it for 5 minutes for each person. If you are with the person that's doing the inquiry, you simply are to be silent and present in your own experience and listening to the person that's inquiring. And then the person inquiring will bring in the circumstances that they notice. Maybe something's happening in the mind. Maybe the mind is busy. Maybe the mind is silent. And then bring in the heart and the body and bring in more and more into that moment. And it's fine to start with a little bit of silence, and there can be some silence in the midst of the inquiry itself. So those are the getting started instructions, the 1, 2, 3. I want to give you just a short demonstration just so that you'll get a sense of it, but recognize that one of the beauties of this kind of inquiry is there's no right or wrong answer, and it is personal to you. So, your experience will be unique to your own self. So I might start, both of you can be sitting, and I'm going to ask you to kind of pair up and then move your chairs so that you're facing each other to some degree. So I would be sitting, and I might start out by simply closing my eyes for a moment or two, just taking a few breaths. So what I'm noticing in this moment, first thing I'm noticing is that there's a kind of a fluttery energy in my heart. As I stay with that, I'm sensing more of it. And then I might say to my partner, I'm feeling my heart center. It feels open. It feels kind of fluttery. And as I sense into it, it seems to associate with maybe there's a little place in my mind that feels like wondering, have I said enough? Is this gonna be enough for people to be able to do it? And then as I notice that, I can feel that kind of move away, and I just sense in a little bit more. And I feel the sense of ground beneath me. I can feel the support of the earth, and start to feel a kind of an alignment. And I just sense in more, and so that's the process. And I'm going to ask you to do this for 5 minutes each, and then we'll have a little time to check in afterwards. I'd like to see how it went for you and any questions that you might have. And so I also wanted to say, if you feel like you don't want to do it in a paired situation, you're welcome to do this for 10 minutes just kind of silently on your own. So you can do it either way. So I'm going to invite you now to kind of pair up and kind of move your chairs around if you can or want to. And if you need to make a group of 3, you could do that and kind of divide the time up. It'll be 10 minutes total. So most of you are finding partners. I'm going to wait just a couple more minutes. Thanks. I'll clarify that. Okay, it looks like folks are just about ready. And I just wanted to clarify one point. This is basically an open inquiry, which means whatever is in your experience is what you inquire about. And what we find often, I'll give you a little bit of preview, is that as you pay attention to the moment, things open up and you discover more and more about what's here in the moment in the ideal way. And hopefully that'll happen for some of you. So choose who would like to begin first of your pair, and I'll ring the bell and then I'll ring it again in 5 minutes. So traditionally you thank your partner for this time together and then switch, and the partner that was listening becomes the inquirer and vice versa. And I'll time for another 5 minutes. So thank your partners, and then just rearrange your seats back into the circle. So thank you all for your willingness to participate in this experiment. And I'd love to hear any feedback, questions, comments, anything about your experience, how that was for you to sit with each other and inquire. Yeah, Julie?
Hi, I'm Julie, and I know Lou, so I know what he's selling. I feel really happy that I found my way here. It was a bit late, the construction, etc. And as Lou mentioned, what an amazing space. So it's very sweet. I've been here once before. So a lot of my inquiry was the experience of being in this space, feeling the aliveness, the sweetness of everyone in their inquiry, feeling really happy to support Lou as he talks about this practice, because it's one that I've been involved with for a long time, and sweet to share it, to be able to invite others to see what it's like. So I'm happy to get to, this is a lot, but to have so many people be okay coming up here to talk in front of the whole room, it's fascinating to see the existing safety and connection that you all have. Yeah.
Thanks, Julie. How are we on time, Delith?
We're done.
Okay.
We can move on.
I do have a slight sales pitch. If you are interested in doing more of this, we do offer different versions of it, and there's some information about a class in the fall. If you're interested, it's on the front desk as you leave. And if you want to be on a list to receive information about offerings of this kind of work, you can leave your email on, there's a yellow pad, just leave your email and I'll be happy to put you on the list. So that's the sales pitch. Thank you.